Welcome to our channel. In this session, we will discuss the concept of interrupt cycle. Before that interrupt cycle, we already know how the data is transferred through registers. That is INPR, input register, and OUTR, output register. We know the registers are associated with flip-flops FGI and FGO. So FGI and FGO, these are input-output flags. This is associated with INPR. This is associated with OETR. Now, how the data is transferred? The computer continuously checks these IO flip-flops. Continuously checks these IO flags. Whenever these are set, then only the data is transferred. And this approach is called program control transfer. So the approach is called program control transfer. Here we have many problems with this approach. The main problem is the computer continuously checking these flag bits, whether the data is available to transfer or not. And the main important thing is the input output operations are much slower than CPU operation. That means CPU wastes a lot of its time for checking the flag bits instead of doing their own operations. So this problem, this leads to some problem. To avoid such a problem, we are moving to some alternative, that is an external. That means I have one interrupt enable flip-flop. That assume that the external interrupt flip-flop, the name is IEN. Whenever the data is ready, the computer, whenever the data is ready, this IEN flip-flop interrupt the CPU. The data is ready. Now, meanwhile, the CPU executes their own operations. Clear? That means it saves a lot of time. Now, we will move to this external interrupt, that is IEN. We already know two input output instructions, ION and IOF. ION and IOF. ION means interrupt on. So whenever you are using this one, IEN value is equal to 1. That means the interrupts are enabled in the system. If IOF is activated, means this IEN value is cleared. That means the interrupts are disabled for the system. This is the basic approach we are following. Now we will cover how all these things are performed with the diagram. Now move to the interrupt cycle, and like IEN, computer have, that is CPU has one flip-flop, that name is R. CPU has one flip-flop, that flip-flop is an interrupt flip-flop. Suppose if I am sending some information, there one variable is there to receive the information. So for handling the interrupts in the CPU, one flip-flop R is there. Now R is equal to 0 or R is equal to 1. Two possible cases anyway. That means whether interrupts are enabled or interrupts are disabled. R is equal to 0 in the sense right now there is no interrupt. If there is no interrupt means what happened? Simply the instruction cycle is executed. What is mean by instruction cycle? A regular sequence of instructions. Suppose see this one, fetch and decode the instruction, fetch and decode the instruction, and then execute the instruction. Fetch and decode and then execute the instruction. During execution of an instruction, now understand, the computer checks the IEN flag. The computer checks the IEN, interrupt enabled flag. Suppose if the interrupt enabled flag is equal to 0, in the sense the interrupts are disabled. If the interrupts are disabled means computer continue with the normal execution. That means my sequential, see, my sequential execution is completed and moves to the next instruction cycle. If in value is equal to 0, after completion of one instruction, obviously it moves to the second instruction. That means the interrupts are disabled. Suppose if in value is equal to 1 means the interrupts are enabled. Okay. Whenever the interrupts are enabled, we immediately need to check the IO flag. Interrupt is enabled, whether the data is ready or not. So for that, we are checking the FGI for input purpose and FGO for the output purpose. Okay. Suppose if the FGI value is equal to 0 and if the FGO value is equal to 0, what is the meaning of this one? Both input output flags are not ready. That is, both are cleared means there is no IO device ready for interrupt. Simply continue the execution. Suppose here I will write down like this, is equal to 0 is equal to 0. Clear? If FGI is equal to 0 and FGO is also is equal to 0, that means there is no input output device is ready for data transfer. Now suppose if the input flag is 1 means, if the input flag is 1 means input is ready. That means one interrupt is enabled, or there is a chance if FGO is, that is, output is enabled. In the two cases, what we are doing? R value is changed to 1. That means whenever, understand carefully, whenever IEN is equal to 1, that is, interrupts are enabled, and if either of FGI or FGO, that is, if any input or output device is ready for the data transfer, R value is equal to 1, and in this case what happened? Instead of normal instruction cycle, it moves to R is equal to 1. Now I will show you. So move to here, move to here. So if this is not updated, understand carefully, if this is not updated, now what happened? Again R is equal to 0, continue the instruction. Now whenever R is equal to 1, that is updated. Now it moves to interrupt cycle. Interrupt cycle is executed. Now what is an interrupt cycle? It is similar to branch and save return address. We already know how do you perform branch and save return address. In the simple sense, we are executing the instruction. Whenever an interrupt occurred, we are saving the current address and move to the interrupt service routine. That is the subroutine, whatever that is to be executed, that is called interrupt service routine. So save the current address and go to the interrupt service routine, execute that one and return to the saved address. That is the concept. So now where we are storing the return address, compulsory you need to store. Why? Always the computer executes the address that is stored in program counter only. So what I am doing, I have my program counter. Generally it stores the next instruction address. Whenever interrupt occur, you are storing the current address of PC. Many number of ways are there to store the current address. One is generally current address is stored in processor registers like R1, R2 you can store, or you can store a stack in memory, or generally default basic computer uses at a fixed memory location. These are the different places where we can store our current address. Okay. Now I will, by default, a basic computer stores the current address at 0th memory location. Now save the return address. That means after completion you need to come back where M of 0 to PC. Understand what is the meaning? The program counter stores the current address that is stored in the 0th block of memory. Okay. After that, so my return address is saved. What is the next step? Immediately you need to move the interrupt service routine. Generally, the interrupt service routines are placed at address 1. Are placed at address 1. So, PC value is 1. The program counter is updated with the instruction address 1. Why 1? Generally at location 1, my interrupt service routine instructions addresses are there. Anyway, I will show you diagrammatically. After that, okay, I am moving to the interrupt service routine. Based on this, I move to the interrupt service routine. I am to performing that subroutine operation. Meanwhile, no interrupts are enabled. I am already in execution of one interrupt. In the meanwhile, other interrupts are not at all enabled. For that, what I am doing? IEN is clear to 0 means from the external it does not produce any interrupt, and R value is equal to 0 in the sense the CPU interrupt does not accept any interrupt. This is the step by step of interrupt cycle. After completion, again move back, go to the 0th location and then execute. This is the diagram of interrupt cycle. Now, I will show you, this is the common thing, I think clear. How this is happened in the diagrammatical format, that is in the form of memory. Erase this one. If you understand carefully, assume this is my memory. This is my memory. 0th location of memory. The first location of memory. Assume this is my main program. That is currently I am executing my program. Initially PC is equal to, you can take any value. Right now, these are multiple. Suppose 3, 4, 5, so on and so on. Right now, my instruction is at location 256. That is the current next instruction to be executed is at address 256. For example, this is some 1000 address. Here, this is my IO program. IO program in the sense input output routine. IO program in the sense input output routine and branch unconditionally. Branch unconditionally 0. I will show the remaining things. Here 0, branch unconditionally 1000. What is the meaning of this one? I will show you. This is the memory location before interrupt. Assume this is before interrupt. Now how the memory is updated after interrupt? That is our main point. How the memory is updated after interrupt. What I said, whatever the address PC that is copied into 0th location. Now at 0th location, what is there? 256. At 0th location, M of 0, my current next instruction PC is stored at one location. This is my interrupt service routine. This is my interrupt service routine. This is my program. And this is IO program. And assume this address is 1000. What happened? M of 0 location, I am storing this one. Now the program counter value is equal to 1. Why 1? To move to the interrupt subroutine. Here what is the instruction? 0 means direct address. BUN, branch unconditionally 1000. Simply move to the location 1000. Move to the location 1000 and execute all these instructions. Now you understand? Move to the location 1000, execute all these instructions. After execution, this is the instruction. By default, execution the sequential fashion. After execution of this one, it moves to here. Here, what is the one? Indirect address. BUN, branch unconditionally. 0 means address. So, simply move to the address 0. Where the address of instruction is available. Here, go to the 0. Within that 256 is there. 256 is not the value. 256 is the operand. Why? Here I used indirect. Now go to the 256 location and continue the remaining execution. You got it? This is the way how the interrupt service routine activated. It is observed almost similar to branch and save return address. This is the overall concept of interrupt cycle. Thank you.